going to VAR. They're checking.
Hey, guys.
Check complete. Let's head over to the bar. Hey, yo, we are back again with another episode of the VAR Bar. And I wish you lot were hearing what we were having before we started recording, because boy, the handbags are out, man. Who's got their BIRKIN today? Who's got their BIRKIN bag?
Some man are shopping with Primark bag, boy.
Only press.
Some man are shopping with Primark bag the way they can.
What I was hearing,
Hey, I'm hearing those men with Primark. Those men with Primark are still queuing up, Char. So yeah, let's.
I saw a video. Yeah, I saw a video of people queuing early mornings for pub.
Yeah, it's mad.
Barbers,
you know.
everything.
I saw one pub. I think it was in Huddersfield. They opened at 12 a.m.
Mad.
Yeah, Coventry as well, man. They're moving mad.
People are ready to start moving. But hey, you know what? Yeah. So today, April the 12th, things have changed again. Outside it's closer to being open. It's weird. We've actually got a full house today. I'm actually surprised certain man were down at their local today. But it's good to have everyone in the building. So, you know, I like to do a little pop quiz. And I've got one for you guys. So earlier this week, someone had a birthday. This is the only player in history to score a hat-trick in the Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, FA Cup, League Cup, and for their country.
Robert Earnshaw, my
That's a
G's.
mad thing.
Kenna,
Robert Earnshaw.
you know ball, fam.
Come on, man.
Robert Earnshaw.
I didn't even know he was playing.
You know, that forehead.
I'd heard that stat, but I just couldn't think of the name.
He was a backflip, Johnny, innit?
At Old Trafford, at OT, innit? If you were active, you were active, and if you weren't, you weren't, innit, man?
Were people outside them times, yeah?
Boy, I don't know if everyone remembers, innit, but boy.
Hey, Char, I think they're talking to you, bro.
Alright, Charles got no clue we're talking about right now, you know.
Nah, I don't, man.
Yeah, bro. It's all right, man.
Nah, man done a backflip at Old Trafford, and man was bringing out the gun celebration.
Yeah, I remember that. Was he with West Brom?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a madness.
Man, so let's get straight into it. I think, Tosin, you there mentioned Old Trafford. Earlier in the season, I think it was around October time, there was an interesting fixture where a certain North London club came out on top, beating Man United 6-1. This weekend, United had a chance to get their revenge back on Spurs. And Spurs hosted Man United in probably the biggest game of the weekend. Interesting game. Son had an opener. He got the first goal. Although beforehand, United did score. However, VAR came into act and, you know, harshly, we'll go into it. The goal was disallowed. Pastor Fred came in to save the day to get an equaliser. And then some great work by Bruno Fernandes. I think it was actually Gunwood that got the cross in. And Cavani great goal. And then again, Gunwood, you know, just sealed it up for United. So United came out on top 3-1. But before we get into the game, guys, let's go straight to that VAR incident because, boy, that was very harsh. And also, we can also discuss, was Scott, should he have got a second yellow? Let's hear,
Yeah.
Calvin, let's go straight to you, man, because obviously that's a big changing point. If you lot are playing the team against 10 men, do you think Scott should have been sent off?
I wouldn't say it's a red card or a second yellow, but it's definitely a foul for me. I know people might say it's soft or whatever else, and like we've played football, when you get past a man, you sometimes use your arm for leverage or whatever else. But for me, if you catch a player in the face, irrespective you mean it or not, it's a foul. Like, how many times do we see penalties given where the players maybe not intentionally tried to take someone out and they've caught them and a penalty given? But I don't see it being any different.
If the guy is 6'3" or 6'4" and it touches his chest, are you still saying it's a foul?
No, because
you can't choose where his face is. He's not.
I hear that, but at the end of the day, it's hit him in the face. Whether or not he's meant to do it, you can choose like a player's height, or it's a shorter player or a taller player. It's hit him in the face.
Yeah. I just have one question: if Tottenham had scored and then the goal got ruled out, let's say, I don't know, Højbjerg done the same thing to a United player, would you still have the same response in your heart of hearts, though?
Yeah, I would. I would.
You'd be happy for Tottenham to score a goal, it get ruled out for Højbjerg maybe doing that to McTominay.
That's a foul, then, man.
For me, like, I wouldn't be happy. Like, I can see it. I can see United fans like anger towards it. But if it was Tottenham and it was the other way around, I would see why it's given, because the letter of the law states if you hit a man above in the face or above shoulder height, then it's a foul. So we've seen them given as well.
Yeah.
Like,
on that,
By the way,
if it didn't go in, would you have complained? If they give it bang on at that time and not let it play on, you'd have gone, okay, and would have moved on. It's not a big deal.
But that's not the point, though. It did go in.
It's a foul. No, but it is a foul.
But
it's a foul. Is it not? So wait, Charles, you're saying it's not a foul. So basically, he's caught him in the face, accidentally or not. He's caught him in the face, and that's not a foul.
He's extended it.
So wait,
and that's not a foul.
And you guys have admittedly said that you've all played football. When you are feeling contact from someone, the first thing you do is what?
No, but he didn't fend him off.
He did. No, he did. If you go back and look, he did.
He fended him off, but he caught him in the face.
Yeah.
You can't touch a player in the face, whether or not you've meant to do it or not. It's a foul.
What it comes down to is it's just unfortunate that Son's head was where Scott.
That's it.
That's the thing, because one, Scott wasn't even looking at the back of Son, so it's a foul.
It wasn't malicious. It wasn't malicious, so it's not a card, but it's a foul.
It's just unfortunate, but
there was barely any contact too. Let's not. There's barely any contact. If you actually look at the video, there was barely any contact.
If you know the rules,
Son makes a meal of it. Let's be completely honest. He makes a complete meal of it.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no way he should have been on the floor 10 minutes.
To be a foul. There doesn't have to be contact.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that he made a complete meal of the whole situation. That's the reason why it was given.
I reckon that if he didn't go down,
are you not gonna give your son any meals like what Ole said as well? Yeah.
Ole needs to work on his mic skills, man.
Yeah,
like for me, it just comes down to the fact that reviewing a goal rule is just crap, because at the end of the day, like I said, like yesterday, if it led to a corner, it's a play on, like Son just stands up and the corner gets taken. So the fact that United are penalised because it leads to a goal, it's a joke thing. I'm sorry.
Was it clear and obvious? Because you're forgetting the goal was given. So was it clear and obvious that it was a foul? It wasn't. It's not. It wasn't a clear foul.
Okay, so you can hit people in the face now. It's not a foul.
But
he wasn't hitting them in the face.
That's my. You have to take into context.
What do you mean he wasn't hitting them in the face? He was hitting in the face.
Listen, it's one of those. You know what we say with VAR. It can go on forever. But let's just talk about the game. Andy, I want to come to you because we saw a very, very strong performance from Paul Pogba. How influential do you think he was for United in that game?
Bro, that second half was Super Saiyan. Oi, fam, Super Saiyan 3. Bro, this is probably the best Pogba performance I've seen in the past. No. He's had a few, but this is probably top 4 Pogba performances. I don't know if the United boys agree.
Agreed.
Bro, even the first half, the drag back and the through the ball.
The first half, but he had a few, air moments in the first half, but good moments as well. But I think second half, it was because of him they came back. It was because of him they came back.
Do you remember the game where he came on at halftime last season
against Spurs? Yeah, I remember.
It was very similar to he came on and actually bossed it.
The influence,
fact, I think he plays well against Spurs.
I think Dyer hates Pogba.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you though. I could play well in that midfield against Spurs. Be honest with you though. If you want to give a man that much time to do what he wants,
he got so much time. Oh my god,
so much time.
He did, to be fair.
It's like, don't get me wrong, quality performance. I'll take nothing away from United. United were, especially second half, I thought they were fantastic. I think even bits in the first half, I thought they played well, but we were awful.
But I think in terms of like giving Pogba time, I think like Pogba's one of these rare players. Yeah, it doesn't matter, bro. Like he's very press resistant. So even if you're onto him,
he's so strong.
He'll come out of it. He'll come out.
He is. But how often have we seen Pogba not play well? Like if you give him time, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like. He can get out of the press, but if you give him time, then you might as well just not bother.
I'm surprised how you guys started off the game with Lo Celso and Ndombele in there. In most games that you guys have played with another person with Højbjerg, or especially in the sort of bigger games. So I was surprised that you guys. To be fair, it was Jose being on the front foot and probably trying to be aggressive, but it gave license to people like Pogba and Bruno Fernandes to find the pockets.
So, Chart, I mentioned at the start of this review of this game that obviously the first fixture, you lot lost 6-1 at Old Trafford as well. Probably one that was hard to take. How do you feel you guys responded to that game?
I always had my I wouldn't call it suspicions, because 6-1 is still embarrassing, regardless of what your reason is behind it. But I've always stood by the notion that it happened because it was the third game of our season. We went obviously 10 men down quite early. We've seen what happened with Southampton United when you go down to 10 men quite early. Obviously, no excuses. We still got panned on the day. But I've known for a long time that we're better than Tottenham. And we were better than that performance showed. So yeah, obviously the game was an easy game to get up for. It was just retaliation for obviously that humiliating defeat. But yeah, we started very shaky. We started like a team who basically played on Thursday, like we did. But I think after the first 30, 40 minutes, after the goal went in, before the goal went in, I think we were the dominant team once we got sort of our ball players on the ball. So yeah, thoroughly deserved. And yeah, I'm just happy with the win, man.
Calvin, you guys are obviously the only team not in Europe from our group. So I want to give you a bit more time. Earlier, leading up to this game, do you think the whole Kane rumor played a fact into this? I mean, don't know if it's a rumor, but obviously it's not been confirmed, but there's strong sources have mentioned that Kane is going to look to get his way out of the club if you guys don't finish in Champions League.
How much time you got, man? Because I could be here for a minute. I can't lie. That's the first thing, because the Kane's off, innit? I don't think the rumor or whatever reports came out from the Athletic about him going had an effect or any bearing on the result. I thought we'd lose the game anyway. Even with United having to play on Thursday night, simply because they're better than us. The league shows that. We can look at the 6-1 result earlier on in the season. It has no effect on what I thought the game would be. But I think Kane, obviously your best player coming out, or I don't think he came out and said anything, but reports about it, it's not going to be good for the team morale, of course. But at the same time, it should motivate other players. It's a big game. You shouldn't need a single player or news of a single player to motivate you. At the end of the day, we win yesterday, and we are well in the race for top 4, which we need to get, by the way. We beat Newcastle last week. I know obviously I wasn't here. We're in the top 4 at that time. And we've had 2 back-to-back results where we've dropped points against Newcastle. We dropped points against United. We're now out the race of the top 4. We're out the Europa League. Realistically, our season comes down to a cup final. So I don't think it's about Kane and the rumours of him leaving. I simply think the players don't want to play for this manager anymore. It's clear to me. I think if you saw Son's interview after the game, that is basically every single Tottenham fan, or I'd say 99% of Tottenham fans, how they feel right now is how
What
Son...
did he say?
He was deflated, man.
He looks dejected. Like, I can't... Go, if you can, go and watch the interview after this. I'm telling you now, like, I've never seen Son. Like, we all know Son as to be the happy guy, the smiley guy. We've seen the documentary. He just looks like he doesn't want to be there. Like, and I'm feeling like Jose has lost the dressing room, man. Like, it's been brewing for a while, but the first time I told you yesterday, I'm Jose out now. I think he needs to go. Like, I'm almost at the point of saying, do you know what? Just sack him now and let Ledley King be manager for the cup final. Just let him be the manager and just, do you know what I mean? Like, I know he's got no tactical knowledge. People might think it's a wild shout, yeah, but I know he's got no tactical knowledge. He's got no experience. But surely him being a club legend, being a captain, being the man who lifted the last trophy for this club, that alone will get the players up for it. Because at the end of the day, we saw with Leeds against Man City at the weekend, football is 11 men versus 11 men. If you've got heart, desire, passion, and the will to win, you can get a result on any given day.
In that game, it was 10v11, and it's still...
Exactly.
I mean, Calvin, I got something to say on this point. Firstly, I know I brought this up on the group chat the other day. If we rewind back when we were having this conversation about whether Poch and Pochettino should have been at the club, and people in this podcast were like, yeah, you should go. I just want to remind you guys that you guys should never have let Poch go, in my opinion. With Jose, you get what you pay for. The style of football he's playing is Jose. And you can see the problem with Spurs is when they play against better teams that will beat them at midfield, that style of football doesn't work, because that style of football Jose plays is contingent of defending, hitting on the counter, scoring, hold. It doesn't work.
So like, yo, people are gonna. So Mitchell and Tab will hold back in it. I'm not changing sides. You said there with Jose, you get what you get in it. He's got them into a fight. He's got Spurs into a final. They do have a potential winning a trophy, but wasn't that what they needed him for? So like Tottenham need trophies. So they.
This is the thing. This is what I was trying to pull across to you guys back in when we had this conversation. As for Spurs, you need to look into the future, not the short term. And bringing Jose into your club is very much short termism, I guess, if that's the right term for it. You're looking at the short term, and that's what Jose can do. He'll play that football to get you to a cup final or potentially win the cup. But what's Jose's track record with young players? What's his track record?
Isn't that the point, though?
But my point is you, as a club like Spurs, you need to look forward to the future. You need players that would, that you need to play good football. You need to attract great players.
No,
but Jose doesn't do that.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. But we know Poch lost the dressing room. I don't agree with the sacking of Poch. I never have and I never will. But it came to a point where after 5 years, relationships had broken between himself and Levy and some of the players, and maybe it was his time to go. Do I agree with the Jose appointment? No. But can I see why we did it? Yes. Has it worked? No. Should we get rid? Yes. But the problem we have now is that no matter what we do, if we start losing our best players, you can bring any manager in. And if we don't spend the money that the other clubs around us spend, we're not going to progress anyway. We had a conversation like before recording just now. Which player in their right mind is going to come to Tottenham? Yeah, we've got a nice stadium, but we're not in Europe. Well, we're not in the Champions League. Who knows if we're going to be in the Europa League?
Yeah.
We're not going to pay top wages. So why would you come to Tottenham?
Okay, just quickly, one question I'll ask you as a Spurs fan. Your youth team, who is the rising star in your youth team?
I know we've got like a young striker. Yeah, Scarlett. Like he played in the Europa League. I think he's 16. He's doing well. Like I don't think we've got loads of youngsters, but
that's my point to you. Like I think that's something you guys need to consider. Arsenal can say Saka, Emil Smith Rowe. United can say Gunwood. Chelsea can give you theirs, but where's Spurs? And that's my point. You guys. Spurs.
Do you know what, Shalom?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll be honest with you.
Bring Arsenal into the conversation.
Last thing, I was going to say. I'm not trying to. I know obviously we've been on Spurs for a bit. We're going to move on, but can we not bring up Smith Rowe and Saka? Yeah, you've got two good young players, but where are you in the league?
I've also got Balogun, but
despite our terrible. Listen, despite how bad Tottenham are.
Sorry. All I'm saying is,
let Calvin land.
Go ahead, Calvin. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, Shalom. Despite how bad we are, and we are very bad right now, Arsenal are in a worse predicament than us. So I don't think we can bring up the youngsters.
I don't think so, you know.
Hey, yo.
Let me tell you why.
Johnny's at 11th place, you know.
Calvin.
One ninth actually, and 6 points behind Tottenham.
What you're saying, Calvin, and obviously you're entitled to what you're saying. People will come and disagree and agree, but we're going to leave it there. And United obviously had another game prior to this match, and that was against Granada in the Europa League quarter-finals. I would say United were made to work hard for this result. Coming into the game, you would have expected United to be winning this game. But, they did get the job done, 2 away goals. Peter, what are your thoughts on that game, man?
Yeah, I mean, you say we were made to work hard. I think Granada kind of, sat off, tried to close the spaces off in midfield, didn't give us much room to play. But the only problem with that is there wasn't much coming back from them the other way. So there was no counter-attack threat. They didn't really have any pace coming the other way. So it was really, really easy to kind of like manage and maintain or contain throughout the game. And we kind of got our 2 goals at different points in the game. But yeah, I felt it was fairly somewhat routine. I mean, Rashford's goal was really good, ball over the top. That's the kind of threat that Rashford poses off the shoulder. then obviously Bruno's penalty in the 90th minute. So yeah, happy with it. 2 goals away from home. And yeah, on to the second leg on Thursday.
As they just mentioned, second leg. How are you feeling coming towards this game?
Yes, by all means, we should go through. I don't think the game is done until we score first. I just.
What? Sorry, if you score first this Thursday, do you reckon?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Honestly,
okay.
Don't get me wrong, we are a much better team than Granada. I completely appreciate that, but we know how football works. Football's a strange sport. One goal and then it's all hands on deck, and we've seen United crumble in previous seasons. Do I think we're going to lose? Of course not. Am I confident? Yes, but I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, let's talk about finals. No. We need to deal with the game on Thursday. I mean, we can then look to the sort of future. But yeah, we should win.
Yeah, because obviously, Tottenham were 2-0 up and they went to lose 3-0. But anyways, moving on. The other
is that what we're doing? Yeah. is that what we're doing?
So there was another team, English team, playing a Spanish team in the week. Liverpool. They went to face Real Madrid. People were telling me before the game, we're excited. People thought, yeah, we're going to walk. It's going to be a walk in the park. Boy, was it the opposite. So Madrid started very, very strong in this game. I think it went up 2-0, wasn't it? Much better team in the first half. I think Andy and Kenna would agree. 2-0 up to Madrid. However, come the second half, a very strong start from Liverpool. They got their crucial away goal to make it 2-1. However, towards the end, Madrid did end up getting a third goal. So I want to hear from Kenna first, because like I said, you were excited. What happened, bro?
Klopp out.
With that Manny accent, Klopp out.
I'm going to be honest. I said from the start, as soon as I seen the lineup, I went straight to Andy and I went, yo, what is your boy doing? And it was almost Klopp reverting to type of where he wanted to have a dynamic midfield of trying to get around Madrid and stopping them possessing the ball. So it was fine. It didn't work. The flow of the game was, I think it was 50-50 in terms of possession come like 30 minutes, but we didn't look threatening at all. We had no cutting edge. We couldn't string 4 or 5 decent passes. Cruz and Modric and Casemiro absolutely ran the show. Like, we couldn't lay a glove on them. So by 2-0, like you said, Munya, Keita was dragged on 42nd minute, I think it was. And to my memory, Andy, do you ever remember Klopp dragging anyone before halftime ever?
No.
Bro, 5.5 seasons, I cannot name a game where he's dragged. Maybe Lovren, actually. There was one Lovren catastrophe against Spurs. That's it. So we were awful. Second half, we got a bit better when Thiago came, but we were still, I don't think we had any cutting edge still. Like Jota was non-existent. Mane was terrible, absolutely terrible. And then we got what we deserved, man. 3-1 of where we bottled it. We didn't try to be positive. We couldn't lay a glove on them, man. So it's still in our hands, man. Like I said, it's still in our hands. 2-0 win, we're through. But realistically, we're gonna need a 3-1 result. In my head, they'll score at some point, so we have to be prepared to score 3 goals.
Any other team, I'd back you lot to get out, but it's Liverpool, man.
Exactly. This is, and people can't say with chest. No one can tell me with chest they're 100% sure we're not getting through.
I get that, but this is real.
This is on air.
No, and that's fine. And you know me, man. I'm not scared to say anything like this. But none of you, man, can say with chest that we are not going.
But the thing is,
not 100%, not 100%, but the odds are against you, man.
Oh yeah, I'll say that.
Just how you, man, always have your European pedigree. You're playing the team with the most Champions League trophies.
With another European pedigree, you get me?
No, but that's fine. But then that's 2 juggernauts against each other. It's not like small boys versus small boys. This is 2 juggernauts of where it can go either way.
I mean, Kenna, I would understand. I would understand, where the neutrals would come from, where they would think like, yeah, because obviously Anfield is more of a fans thing. It's more of an atmosphere. And now, obviously, that's eradicated.
Yeah.
Even Madrid will be relishing it. If there was fans, they wouldn't have been so confident. They would be thinking,
No,
the job's not done yet. You get me? So it's a different ball game. But
No, and
I
it's
do
big-
agree with you where I think like I'm confident we're gonna do the job.
Do
but
you know the thing is? What I think it's still exactly the same game plan as against Barcelona 2 seasons ago. It's the first goal. We have to get that in the first half. We go 1-0, then it's a 1-goal deficit. You just play the game in 15-minute spells. You manage the game properly.
It was the cop that scored for you lot half the time.
No, but we were 2-0 up. I think we were 2-0 up at half time or something like that.
Now when Gigi scored,
and that wasn't towards the cop, my bro. It wasn't towards the cop.
Yeah, that was the other way. Cop was.
It was the other way, bro.
But Kenna, listen to this here. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is, I think personally, Madrid are mentality monsters in a sense. That they're different to Barcelona in a sense of Barcelona after one goal will kind of crumble, but Madrid, as Munya explained, as Munya explained, they went. It was 2-1, and it looked like you guys were getting back in the game, and then they managed to even nick that third goal. So with them, they can do it till the last minute.
No. And I hate you. I'm not saying we're gonna walk over and beat them 4-0. But in the same breath, remember, they're the most almost mentality monster centre backs are not there. So we still, I know we lost to them 3-1. I know that, but the fragility is there. Of we manage the game in 15-minute spells. We go 1-0, bro, and we've all played football. You go 1-0 down, and you got a whatever. Let's say you're winning 2-0 in a game, and you concede one, and you're like, rah.
And can I just say as well?
Same again.
All right, Kenna.
Obviously, before this weekend as well, you hadn't scored an open goal at Anfield since December. So that's another thing you have to consider. That at the moment,
it's against us. It's against us. 100%.
Kenna, if you're Klopp out, what makes you confident that you guys are going to go through then?
Bro, we've got the players, man. We've got the players. It's how he sets us up. All I want, and I'm not gonna even spew his name after the game. He plays our best team, our 4-2-3-1 with our best players. If it shags, it shags. But let's be positive. Let's not try and play flipping Wijnaldum, Fabinho, and Ox or something dumb. Play with sense, bro. That's all I ask.
Can I ask you guys something? Do you reckon you're stopping Madrid from scoring? Because I feel like that's the biggest question mark out of all of this.
What about their midfield as well? The midfield.
Wait, let Kenna answer Prez's question, because I had the same thing to Andy. Can you man stop Madrid from scoring?
No. Highly doubt it, man. It's, like I said, I think it has to be a 3. We have to be prepared to score 3. Even if we score, let's say, 3 after 60 minutes, bro, we're gonna concede. Then it's gonna be a game of where we're scrambling, we're scrapping. It's expect to score 3 goals. It's as simple as that.
Are you men even playing well enough to score 3 goals?
That's what I was about to say.
Bro,
I don't see
if we've got any bottle,
we create enough to score 3 goals.
Yeah, and we don't score.
To answer your question,
let me go back to Tabo actually, because obviously Tabo, you're Barca in it, and obviously you had that hatred for Madrid. But how impressed were you by this weekend Madrid side?
Yeah, that's why I said, bro, that these guys are mentality monsters. And I just think that you can't count them out in anything, even though they've not been at the top of their game the whole season and all of that. You just can't count out the players that they've got. So, and I think if anyone caught the game on the weekend as well, they proved that.
You know what, man? Real Madrid since November or December, December, they've turned it around, man, because they were in.
I think they've lost one game since since December.
How
it's
it goes
crazy.
Madrid, man. The business end of the season.
They're usually business end of the season type of. Even when Ronaldo was there, he usually used to turn up from January onwards as well. So, you know what, man? I hear what you guys saying, man. This is more of me being a Liverpool fan, having hope, using history. But I'm well aware I'm well aware that we're facing the 10. How many times they won? 10 times,
13,
11 times,
bro. 13,
13 times even. Wow. Yeah. So I'm well aware of that fact. So yeah, man. But yeah, it's more hope, man. But we have to win, man.
I've seen my club with worse teams than this turn it around, man. So that's all I can go off.
So Andy, whilst you're there, what are your thoughts going into the second leg then?
My thoughts are similar to Kenna's, to be honest. I think if Klopp plays his best team, if he's positive, aka all of our shooters need to play. So Jota, Firmino, the Mane, the 4-2-3-1, basically what Kenna said. If we play that, and coupled with our mentality in the Barca game at Anfield as well, from minute 1 we're at their neck, at your neck football that we love to play. If we do that, then we will run their midfield off the park, I believe. Because the second half in that game, the first 15 minutes of that second half actually showed me something. It showed me like, yeah, we can actually apply pressure on them, peg them back, and create our chances. Obviously, we didn't create any clear-cut chances because Militao and Nacho, they defended brilliantly. Lucas Vazquez as well, he was brilliant. He won't be around. Carvajal and Lucas Vazquez won't be around tomorrow, so it will be interesting to see their back four and how they will play. But we need to be at their neck, man, from minute one. That's what I want to see. Mentality has to be completely different this game.
Do people remember the last time Madrid were in England, by the way?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was it not you, man?
Was it 4-0 Liverpool?
Nah, bro. Nah, at City last season, bro, they bottled it, man.
But
So
that was
that's
a Varane disaster, though.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a disaster
he was even mad.
individual player. So, boy.
Tosin, while you're there, you've obviously made yourself quite vocal to this game. Do you think it's a wrap?
I think it's a wrap, man. Honestly, I think not only the fans, but maybe even the Liverpool team underestimated Madrid getting into this game. And Madrid were so much better than I thought they were, man. So, yeah, I'm expecting... I'll be surprised if Liverpool even win the game. Honestly, it'll probably be a draw. Like, I think Madrid will go through comfortably, you know? So, because I think both teams are at a pretty equal level. So, yeah, man, I can see Madrid going through. Hala Madrid, man. Let's go.
Jeez, let's get it. All right, so things got better for Liverpool as they went on to their Premier League game. And funny enough, isn't this the same? It was the same weekend when Tottenham played Man United 6-1. That Liverpool also lost. Was it 7-2?
Oh yeah, 7-2. Oh
yeah, that was what numbed the pain that weekend. I remember.
I remember.
Who played first? Because certain were
Spurs played first, didn't we had an evening game. Yeah,
and life came fast for certain.
I was stressed, boy.
So yeah, Liverpool had a chance, get revenge at that game against Villa. However, things looked a bit sticky. I think Liverpool did start the stronger team. Ollie Watkins.
We were. Sorry to cut you off, man, but we were way better than them, way better, all over the pitch. But as our season has been, the other team always scores first, and I don't get how.
So Watkins got the goal for Villa to take the lead. And I think not long after, there was another VAR incident this weekend where
It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
Yeah,
Bobby scored. However, the technicalities won't go into too much, but it looks like, Jota was offside, even though Matty Cash tried to play the ball, but, VAR, they change it every week. So that was disallowed. Coming to the second half, strong start. Liverpool get the equaliser. Poor goalkeeping for Martinez. Shout out to you, Tosin. And then, boy, come off the hour, come off the man. Like, Trent, bloody hell.
I need people to shut the fuck up about Trent. Honestly, because I am tired, bro. Like, I am absolutely tired of the Trent corn.
Wow.
Corn. I'm tired of it. And I'm even the biggest Trent fan here. That's the funny thing, because Toast and Kenna are ahead of me, but you might need to stop the cap about Trent. Stop it.
What is the cap? But just so we
stop the cap. Even yesterday, when I showed you his defensive performances this season, when I showed you that graph yesterday, you couldn't even respond to it.
Yeah, there's nothing to say to it. But I'm saying,
there's nothing to say to it.
What is the cap?
The cap is that Trent is not as bad defensively as you think he is.
But he's bad.
He's not bad. He's average.
He's not great. We're not saying that he's the worst defender in the Premier League. We're saying that he's just not good.
No, he's average. He's good.
All right,
he's
if
not bad
for you lot, then that's fair enough, isn't it?
Bro, come on, man.
But I said no. Sorry to sort of go for the tangent, but I said it to you guys when you lot were at me. I can appreciate that his pros outweigh his cons. However, when we are analysing him as in terms of a breakdown of his skill set, attacking wise, no one can at him. Not one can at him. He's 22 years old doing what other 22 years olds in his position weren't doing. However, that is not the whole point of his game, as we've seen this season. That's fine. My point.
But that's fine. But I think if he's
not shooting, if he's not doing what he has to do, yeah.
You said if he's not passing.
Can I ask you something, Char? By your definition. Okay, cool. So has Trent, since you've seen him made his debut, has he had more disaster classes defensively or not?
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Thank you.
But
so then
what
it's
I
cap.
would say, no.
So then what you're saying is cap.
But what I would say is that when he okay, I would say that when he was playing well, yeah, it was always to do with his attacking performance. There's not once have we ever sat there and be like,
but that's nitpicking because every single time he does well defensively, I'll let you know, and then you're just like airing it.
We've never sat there and thought, wow, that was a Trent's defensive masterclass, have we? Have we ever said?
How many defenders do you think that?
How many defenders?
AWB versus
We're
Mbappe
looking
and
at
Neymar.
Luke Shaw and AWB,
Yeah, you
and we
can't
said
on
that.
one hand, bro. You don't. This isn't normal for you to go. Oh, that
But that's not
defensive
the point.
masterclass by a fullback.
See,
You don't
that's not the
think
point.
that.
That is not the point. We have said that already. Stand alone in terms of going forward. No one can be. He can't be added. But going forward, look, he's been going forward all season.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me ask you one thing, and then we'll end it. I'll answer one thing, and that's it. Do you think, not just you specifically, but most people put Trent on a different standard to every other fullback?
Yes.
That's it.
They do, and that's the reason. That's the reason.
You can't say no. You can't say no because if you say no, you're lying.
I think that he's probably suffering from his own brilliance.
But that's what I'm trying to say. You're rating him on a different standard to everyone else. That's a simple yes, and that's it.
Level he's played at. That's what we do.
Nah, just say yes, bro. Just say yes. I'm rating him on a different standard.
Yeah,
and we can move on. And we can move on.
You lot are just making a point that's irrelevant. That's what we do with Messi and Ronaldo. If Messi and Ronaldo are not scoring 50 plus goals a season, we're saying they're not playing well.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not saying that.
So what? This season,
no one said last season. No one said last season that Messi played bad.
No one said last season that Messi and Ronaldo are done.
They didn't back 40 goals.
Are people not been saying that?
No.
This season, have they not been saying that?
This season, yes, but last season they didn't score 14 either.
Their numbers are not what they used to be.
But they didn't score 14 either last season.
But he done the 2020
Munya,
and goals.
Before you move on, I got a question for Kenna. Yeah, I want to ask you about Alisson because I know you've had a lot to say about goalkeepers in the past. So, what are we saying about Alisson? Because I can count bare mistakes.
3 at least, bro. Like 3 in the last 3 weeks, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So, what are we saying?
Nah, it's poor.
But it's only this season, though, Calvin. Let's see. This season, we're seeing the cracks.
But there's Drew.
This is what I kept saying. Look at De Gea. This is why I backed De Gea. De Gea never showed these cracks early on, and he was a sick. And obviously now,
no, Alisson has been local. You know, this is what do you mean?
Anyways, Jake. Obviously, the Euros is around the corner, and obviously these guys having the discussions about Trent, with Trent being dropped in the last England games. Do you think Southgate is not having to have second thoughts?
I mean, Southgate should be starting him first game of the Euros. If he's not, he's making a mistake. In my view, I agree with Kenna's and Andrew's statement that he is held to a different standard because he is just proving outright better. And you think of all our other right backs are in contention: Reece, Trippier, and Walker. Which one of them actually attacks or really defends better than them?
Thank you, Jake. Thank you.
Like,
For me, Reece James is a better all-round right back. I can't lie, Jake. Do you not think that Reece James is a better all-round right back? I think
he's not.
Then who?
Defensively.
Then Trent.
Better.
He's not, man.
He's not. He's not,
bro. Scandalous.
I think he is. And I'll tell you why. Yeah, I think defensively, he's better than Trent. Okay, and I think going forward, he's not as good as Trent, but he can still do a lot going forward.
Like.
What do you mean, like? I think his delivery is fantastic, Reece James.
You're comparing Reece James to Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Wait. Can I just say something?
I'm not saying he's better than Trent.
Is this the same Reece James, that Tierney had on ropes at Emirates? That you're saying?
Hang on. But we're moving. Hang on. But
what are we talking about? Because I can name you plenty of players that have had Trent on toes.
Did you get it?
Bro, what are you talking about?
Rubbish.
We need to.
He just wanted to drop the Arsenal references.
Listen to what he's saying. He's not saying he's better a player. He's saying that he's probably better fitted at England. Like, listen, bro. You man don't.
That's not what Calvin said. That's not what Calvin said. Stop it, Chuck. Stop it.
No. So why do I understand what he's saying and you man don't? Because you're choosing not to.
That's not what he said. Stop.
Do you know what? Do you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have an episode once the Premier League is finished. We're gonna review things up because, boy, I don't know if the Euro squad will be out by then. But no, England got a couple of friendlies after that, actually. So we will go deeper into this because obviously the discussion is here now. As I'm thinking, Tabo, you keep saying it's coming to the end of the season. People are starting to, do the job, do the business. Let's see who's going to be really calling for that England role. So we'll say this for another episode. Don't worry, guys. We got you. That Double. We're gonna move over to our team, man. Boy, Gooners had a mid fixture against Sparta Prague. I don't even know if I want to do this review, but boy, it was a frustrating game. But we got the breakthrough from my guy Pepito, and you'd have thought, yeah, at that point, was it 86 minutes?
See the game through. You know what I mean? Take a 1-0 lead, but it's never easy with us, man, is it?
It's never. You thought that's the winner, but no. 4 minutes are added on. Come the 93rd minute, Arsenal concede a corner, which then goes on and they concede the goal, giving Sparta Prague their away goal. Boy, Mitchell, let me hear from you first. Actually, I ain't heard from you today.
What about the Balaka, whatever it is, Europa game?
Yeah, fam, talk to us.
Do you know what? I think obviously with the changes that were made, he brought back Smith Rowe and brought back Saka into the team. Obviously after the performance after Liverpool, because that was a shambles. We weren't playing well the whole game, to be fair, at all. And then I think Pepe got who got this? Who got our goal? Was it Pepe?
Pepe.
Yeah, Pepe scored. And then you're thinking, you know what? We haven't played well, but let's just take the points. Let's just at least keep it simple. Let's keep the points. Let's just take that and at least get the away goal when we get there. But the club never make things easy. People giving away the ball, stupid chances like Cedric could have cleared it. He's passed it back to Gabriel. Gabriel's cleared it. It's bounced off a player, corner kick. From that corner, they go and score. It was just a shambles, really. But obviously, there was a lot of questions for Arteta after the game in terms of why did he go out with that team. But I think he was sort of limited in his options because, especially after the performance at Liverpool, and his players obviously that are questioning players like Aubameyang, who at the moment for me just isn't doing it. And obviously, you're going to go into the next game, which is obviously Sheffield, what happened yesterday. But he lacks energy from the wing. From the way we play, we need energy on the wing. So you've got Saka giving you energy. You've got, the midfielders sometimes pressing, Partey giving you energy. And it just seems like he's always a passenger. And that the problem is when you have him and Laka playing together, you've got two passengers. And it seems like they feed off each other. So if one's playing really bad, the other one starts to play really bad. I've never had them both in the pitch and then one's played amazing. So I feel like he needs to sit out a couple of games for me anyway. I don't know. I'd like to hear what the other boys think about that.
Well, it's a big shout. Big shout.
Man, it's funny, man. I was going to get into Aubameyang, to be honest. I can't remember who said it. I think it was either Roy Keane or like Jamie Redknapp. So like Aubameyang has been dropped like quite a few times, and then he's been out with illnesses and this, that, whatever you want to call it. But from the first game, like I can't remember what the first game was that he got dropped. You would think that his reaction would be to, you know what, I've got to level up right now. I've got to actually be that indispensable player to my team. I don't think any Arsenal fan can like justifiably say he's come back into the team and his performances have shown, you know what, I need to still prove that I'm actually the best player at the club. Like I don't even know if he's top 5 best players at the club right now, and it's honestly just horrible to see. And like, I want to shout out Andy, because obviously in the group chat, in the VARBAR group chat, he showed a lot of love to Lacazette, how well Lacazette has been playing. Lacazette is a funny one, and we'll get into him because while his finishing is not up to scratch, in terms of what he's bringing, I don't think Lacazette is a clinical striker, because if a clinical striker would have bagged against Slavia Prague, you understand? But Lacazette has taken the chance that he's had in the team a lot more than Aubameyang. Like last season, if Aubameyang wasn't in the starting lineup, you'd be like, we haven't got a chance today. Me, when I see the starting lineup now, I'm wondering who's playing right back. I'm wondering if Cedric's playing or if Bellerin's playing. I'm not even looking at who's playing up front. Like Aubameyang is that irrelevant. And for me, it's very concerning because as the club captain, he was the captain because he was our best player and he led by example. So for me, I'm asking myself, what's he actually bringing now? Because he was never the inspirational leader. He's not playing well. So what is the point of Aubameyang's existence right now? So
Ozil vibes.
Wait. Man,
I think with us, as soon as you give someone that armband, for some reason, I think
it's the Connie, bro, not the armband.
No, the armband has been around for longer than the Connie, though. The armband's been around for longer than the Connie because every captain, that we give the armband to, they either leave or they start playing dead. I don't get it. For me, he's got to sit out for a bit, and especially obviously after Martinelli's performance yesterday, obviously he got the goal, which was really, really good. But just outright, his energy, he was driving at players all the time.
But I feel like, just a question: aren't you angry about what's happened? Don't you feel like it's deja vu from like what happened with Ozil till now?
I'm more disappointed. Man. I'm not gonna lie to you because this is a player that
I want to hear the whole thing Shalom, to be honest.
Yeah, the whole thing of he done the reveal of him signing a contract that
he watched the whole situation unfold, and this is still happening. Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, there was the most done, and he's still it's like he's not giving back to us. What he says, they'll say, "Oh, we love the fans," but he's not giving us anything. There's just no. It doesn't look like he wants to play.
Hold on. But Mitchell. So you're gonna say there's not giving back? Obviously, now we've got the second leg to look forward to.
Yeah.
How do you see that going through? Because obviously we're gonna need goals. Would you start him?
In my opinion, I wouldn't start him I wouldn't start him because if you're trying to get goals, you can't play Laka and Oba, especially away from home. I don't think anyway, because it just leaves us vulnerable defensively. We're basically playing with 9 men on the field if we've got both of them in the team. Because as mentioned, Laka, for some reason, whenever Aubameyang's playing, he's now becomes lethargic as well. He's not the Laka that played against Sheffield. Whereas it's like when he's on his own, he's like, all right, I can take control of this game by myself. Let me do this.
Aubameyang, I was just going to say that Aubameyang, like when he's being supplied like chances, he can be relied upon. In this sort of game, it's going to be a grind. You know what I mean? There's going to be few chances. For me, if Aubameyang's just going to be running on the wing doing nothing, he needs to be on the bench for this game. If I'm honest, like it's got to that. So
how do you feel? How do you see the second leg going, Toast?
Boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, mate. I don't know. Like I'm gonna be frank with you. I do not know. I can't say with conviction that we're gonna get through this game because we weren't able to give me the confidence in the first leg at home. So why are we gonna go to a cold Czech Republic if it's being played in their home stadium and expect to just come out of a victory? We have not showed resilience this season. We've not showed consistency game to game this season. So nothing is given in football, and we're 11th. Sorry, we're 9th now. Jump from 11th. Chambot after this putting away a crap Sheffield United team. We shouldn't go into this game expecting anything because if we do, they'll hand our asses to us. Trust me.
Boy. All right, so let's move straight to that Sheffield United game. And obviously, regardless of Sheffield United's position, it should have been a game for Arsenal to win, which they did win. Strong start from the Gunners. Eventually got the breakthrough around the 30th minute. And then, they needed that safety net because we all know with Arsenal, things are never easy at 1-0 up or even 2-0 up. Obviously, then they went on to score 2 more goals to win the game 3-0. Tabo, your boy Martinelli finally got the ball up, man. How was it seeing him start?
Yeah, man, just good to finally see him start. As I think we were speaking on Clubhouse, me, you, Mitch, he just always looks lively. Even though maybe it wasn't happening that much for him, he's getting the shots away. He's running at defenders. So he just needs game time, man. And I promise you, he'll be back up with them, man. You know them, man, that I'm talking about.
Oh, my God.
And,
this guy can't help him.
Hold on. Let me finish. Obviously, Kenna said he wanted a reaction from Martinelli. Obviously, Greenwood bagged. And yeah, man. Martinelli done the talking.
You can't mention them in the same sentence, man.
Greenwood didn't just bag, bro. He changed the game.
You can't mention them in the same sentence, bro. Sorry.
Bro,
no, anyway.
Excuse me. All it was Kenna asked for a reaction. I didn't say anyone's better. I just said he asked for a reaction. He got that. You get me? And obviously for weeks I've been screaming that let's just play Martinelli. As Mitch said, Aubameyang right now has not been looking like, you know what I mean? He's going to make things happen. Even though, no disrespect to him, because, I appreciate everything he's done for the club in the time when he was performing. But at the moment, it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. Just give Martinelli the run out and see what we can get from him as well, because he needs the confidence as well.
The thing I feel about this Martinelli situation is that I think he currently ingrown. Every time he goes for a tackle, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, are you going to stand? Are you going to run? Are you going to run out this tackle? And that's not what I get from Saka. For example, whenever Saka goes for a tackle, he comes down, but he's resilient. Martinelli, I always get that worry in the back of my head. And I think that's possibly the reason why Arteta is just, wrapping him in cotton wool, because he just came back from a very major injury and we need to give him time. For me, I think what we need to look at next year is with Lacazette going, if we can move Obat to a striker, we should be getting a left winger, in my opinion. I think that's
Shalom, I want to stay with you actually, because you mentioned Laka, and obviously with the performances, are you still Laka left him?
Am I still what? Just repeat that.
Are you still going to be saying Laka? We should still sell Laka?
Yeah, we should. I can give you a lot of reasons, but I think I'll just look at two reasons. One, as a business, you have to look at your assets in terms of moving players on, and Laka has a lot of resale value right now because he's doing well. Secondly, and my issue with Laka is that really and truly, Lacazette is a training striker, is a training ground striker. You see the videos of him scoring bangers left, right, and center, but come to a game, he's missing. Honestly, I think we should thank Laka for what he's done, because he's done well for us, relatively well for us.
Don't let us hear that, man.
Sell him, and
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. Sell him and buy someone else. You know what people were talking about Zaha? I do not mind Zaha.
Yeah,
I do not mind Zaha. I think.
Yeah. Why would you not take him now?
But it's the age thing for me, man. I'm sorry.
It doesn't. It's not the age thing. I think you need players who understand the league, players who are efficient, and that's what Arsenal needs. We don't need like.
This was the same Tabs turning down Depay in the summer,
Yeah, we need players who can do it. And just
the transfer talk hasn't started yet.
Hey, go do your Googles, innit? What do you mean?
Googles, bro.
And also, just to circle back on the. On the Oba situations. Yeah, sorry, on the Oba situation. I know I didn't have a say, but I just wanted to say something. And I think this is very important. Do you guys remember when Walker was playing the game of his life and he signed that contract and he just went downhill? Do you guys remember? Because I remember very clearly. Ozil, the same thing, and now it's happening to Oba. I think when you, as a human, when you get to a certain position, when your future is settled, what are you playing for? And I think that's
why is that mentality only with us, Shalom? Why is that mentality only with us?
And that is, for example, that's for Arsenal to deal with.
Because for instance, at Man City, when a player gets the new bag, they're still performing week in, week out.
So, for example, use KDB for example.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So, for example, his team decided, okay, we want more money. We need to show City why we need it. That is. That shows me a player who is thinking, okay, I still have more to give. So I'm showing you the reason why I am efficient for your team, the reason why I'm needed. So that's more proactive. It's different circumstances, and I think you just need that hunger. I think the issue with Arsenal currently is we're trying to make steps, and change is slow. So currently we are also feeding and taking care of people's family without them giving us, back what we want. And we need to get to that position where we need to get more after the players. And you know what? I'll end this with this. I looked at Arsenal and I think, okay, what do you need for Arsenal in a situation where the players are overfed and just lazy? You need a very strong manager. In a situation when the players are hungry, you need a man manager. And I think what Arsenal needs is a little bit of steel. We need to tell people to do one, tell people to play, or you leave.
I'm gonna stop you there, because that's something that we've struggled to do. Like, amount of times that this should have been done. I always hear this. It's never gonna change, man. Let's just. This is our club, right? A club that does serious business. Mr. Wisey, your club does. They don't mess about there. They don't mess about. They don't like you. They say you're gone. Very, very good week for you guys. Starting off with the game against Porto. I think you said as well, it was a very impressive Porto side that made it hard for you guys, but you broke through. What was your thoughts on that game, Jake?
For the first hour, Porto were the much better team. I thought they really played us off the park. They were efficient with their pressing, and then out of possession, they did essentially what I thought Atletico would do. Like I say, they pressed us really high, and then as soon as we got out of that press, they dropped brilliantly into that 6-3-1. We didn't create a single thing apart from Mount's genius touch and strike into the bottom corner. But we were, we really... it's not a case of Chelsea playing badly. Porto were just far more impressive, and especially considering they were lacking two of their best players going forward. They were lacking that finishing touch, hence why they didn't score. But I think 2-0 as a result flattered us. The only reason we started getting into the game was after the hour mark, we started making our subs and we started showing the depth that we had over Porto when we're bringing on players like Kante and Pulisic and Giroud. Like, you can still have that freshness and that quality. And especially the Pulisic and Giroud subs, they took off Havertz and Werner, who were very poor. I mean, I think Werner had 14 touches in the game and Pulisic had more, even though he got subbed on with 25 minutes left. So, like, I'm really happy. We
talk about that Mount goal, though, because that was unbelievable. I feel like that needs to get more props than what I think it has.
100. That was a finish.
My love affair of that man grows by the
That touch was ridiculous, bro.
Well, so Jake, new Frank Lampard, yeah?
Oh, don't you nah, like, I was speaking to some of my mates from uni, and like one of them was saying how he doesn't get why Mount's rated so highly. And I just sat there and I literally just responded with him, just go, why? Like, explain that thought process, and he couldn't do it. Like, it was
just tell him he doesn't know ball, man.
I think it's like the cool thing not to rate Mount for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just harboring from the end of last season where people were just going, oh, he's like Frank's kid, essentially. Like, he's getting in because Frank
it's cap, man.
It's cap, definitely. He's
like,
a serious baller, man.
From early, man.
Everything positive with Chelsea this season has flowed through him or has come through him.
So, Jake, second leg then, what were we saying?
Should win. I know they're going to have Taremi back, their striker, but Oliveira, their midfielder, is a doubt. We should win the leg. Whether or not we should win the tie. Whether or not we win the leg is completely different because we don't have home field advantage because it's being played in Sevilla again. But we should win that tie. Like 2-0, both away goals. Like we shouldn't be sitting back and asking Porto to come on to us. But we should definitely be looking to be positive, win the tie, and get through. Like there shouldn't be any more conversation around that.
All right, so then things got better for you guys again. You had a Premier League game against Palace. I mean, coming up to this game, your noisy South London rivals, they always try to make things difficult for you, but somehow, you lot just... I think Tosin even said it could have been about 5 or 6 by half time.
Yeah, I mean, Kai Havertz could have easily had a hat trick. Like, that was his best performance in a Chelsea shirt by far.
Absolutely.
Like, he was ripping Palace apart. Like, he was just going wherever they didn't want him to go. Like, nobody was following him. Not centre mids, not the fullbacks, not centre backs. He was just in his own space. And if it wasn't for his own finishing, easily a hat trick. But he was fantastic. Pulisic, he was showing everything that Werner wasn't showing in that left forward role, in a sense of, like, you think of his goals, his first one, he didn't try and just push it into the corner. He absolutely smashed it. He hit that so hard. Like, he took out all his anger issues that he's ever had on that ball. It was disgusting. And then the second goal where Reece James has put the ball in and he's just risked it. He's absolutely bust a gut to get in front of his man. Whereas Werner seems very much the type now where he's not got that confidence. He's going behind his man, trying to make that run. So really, really impressive. Annoying to concede that goal against Benteke, who always seems to score against us. But again, cannot say more about our team. First time under Tuchel, we scored more than 2 goals in a game. Like, we really opened them up. They couldn't handle us.
Surprised, Calvin, was Tuchel available when you lot were looking for a new manager?
When we got Jose?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think so. No, I think he was at PSG at the time.
Would you have taken him?
I mean, it's easy to say that now. I think Tuchel's always been like a good manager. Like he showed his bits of ability, but I just don't know whether I would want him at Spurs just based on like I just want someone that hasn't been at like a big club. I want someone I want Nagelsmann, but Tuchel's a good manager, man. I don't know. I would have had him over Jose, that's for sure.
Say no more. So Jake, your second leg then. So are you confident to just see off the tie?
Yep. Confidence off the tie. We should do it. Like, don't get me wrong, like I say, Porto were very impressive. And it's a Champions League quarterfinals, anything can happen, but you get 2 away goals. Like, you should be going home. Well, I say home, you should be going to the second leg because we're playing Sevilla. Very confident. Like, there's no reason not to be confident.
Right, say no more. All right, so it's nearly that time. So, guys, I want you to get your shots ready. But before we get to the bar, I just want to give a quick shout out to some players from other clubs. Actually, 2 from West Ham. Firstly, Jesse Lingard, man. What a player at the moment. He's just doing different bits, man. Different gravy.
Straight on the plane.
Yeah, that's another one for the conversation. So we'll be speaking about Jesse in more detail. Shout out to Mr. West Ham, Mark Noble, getting his 400th cap for the club. Obviously, he came out early this season saying he's going to retire after the next season. So yeah, big him up. And boy, Newcastle, is it Maximin or Bust FC? Should I be calling them? Comes on, does job. He should be looking out for a big move next summer.
Yeah,
no
he needs
way.
to hold our bench, man. He needs to come hold our bench.
You man always say you want this, you want that. Hey, listen,
I want everyone, bro.
Make champs, man.
Ooh. Anyways, hey, Mandem, get your shots up, please.
Yeah, I got a young shot, man. I was one of the critiques of this player early in the season, saying, I don't know how he fits into our team. But last couple of months, even when he was injured and he came back, Paul Pogba, man. He's
easy.
We need to somehow throw him the bag, throw him the keys to Manchester, throw him everything he needs in it. Just this, we need to keep him, man, because he's the difference between us. I think sort of challenging properly if we keep him fit for the whole season, man. So shout out Beezy.
All right,
Sure.
Go on, Cal.
Need a big thing, Ray, like double thing.
Yeah, get you a couple bottles, G.
Yeah, please. I'm stressed out, man. I've been away for a minute, and I've kind of been lucky to be away because whilst I've been away, we've been dumped out Europe by Dynamo Zagreb, held to a 2-2 draw against Newcastle, and now got slapped by United yesterday. So it's I wouldn't say it's good to be back, but this shot is for Heung-min Son. Obviously, he scored yesterday, and it was his first goal in a while, so that was nice for him. But it's more for the racial abuse that he's suffering, or that he suffered after the game, and that many players are suffering from week in, week out. It's coming like every other day. There's another player that's been subjected to racial abuse on social media. I think we need to do more. The football authorities need to do more. But just basically just to keep your head up, ignore what people have got to say really, and just focus on your football. And I hope that him and the others can lead us to some sort of glory in the upcoming weeks, man. So yeah, that shot was for Son.
I got a shot still. I got a shot for Mikel Arteta again. I feel like I got some cirrhosis from the amount of shots I've taken from this Don this year. But I'll be honest with you, like I saw a stat the other day. I'm looking at his first 50 games, Emery's 51 games, Wenger's last 50 games, and our win percentage is his win percentage is the lowest. Goals scored is the lowest. In fairness, goals conceded is the least. But if I'm honest, man, if he doesn't pull out a victory against Slavia Prague, in it, man, just start picking the hearse, in it, man, because there's nothing more for Arsenal this year. I'm sorry. I'm not hearing growing pains anymore. If Arsenal, and I don't think we're gonna, but if Arsenal don't win the Europa League, like, let me make it crystal clear, like, Arteta has to be gone. simple. So collect the dub from Czech Republic and let's move on, innit? Simple as that.
I think that's all the shots for tonight, man. Boy, that's a very strong one there. But it's been great. It's been lovely, lads. And guys, for our listeners, thank you. We see the love. We see things are blowing off this week in front of our tweets. Keep following, keep sharing. Check out the YouTube. Fantasy is coming to the final days. Keep doing what you're doing, man, guys. That shirt is still up for grabs. But yeah, stay safe. Hey, don't drink too much, innit? Peace.
Peace. In a bit, man.
Jersey out.
Hey, guys.
And it looks like they're going to VAR.